I've seen a lot of things in this job. Things that would make your skin crawl. Things that would keep you up at night for a week straight. But this is different. This file, sitting here on this cold metal table, under the single buzzing light of Interrogation Room 3, feels heavier than any case I've ever worked. It's just a standard manila folder worn at the edges. But inside is a ghost. The report is detailed. Officer Miller, a good cop, salt of the earth, found the scene. A high-end apartment downtown, pristine, almost sterile, except for the victim. The official cause of death is still pending, but let's just say it wasn't natural. The strange part, no signs of forced entry. The windows were locked from the inside, the state-of-the-art security system was active, and there's no footage of anyone entering or leaving the building around the estimated time of death. It's a classic locked room mystery. But that's not what's bothering me. What's bothering me is this photo clipped to the top of the file. It's a picture of a man, mid-30s, average height, average build, brown hair, brown eyes. He's smiling slightly, the kind of polite, forgettable smile you see in a yearbook photo. The name on the file is John Anderson. The problem is, John Anderson doesn't exist. We've run his face through every database we have. Facial recognition came back with 0 matches. We ran his fingerprints found at the scene through AFI's nothing. We checked dental records, social security numbers, credit histories, DMV records, birth certificates. It's like this man was never born. He has no digital footprint, no paper trail. He's a complete and total blank. According to the victim's friends and family, John Anderson was her fiancé. They'd been together for over a year. He was charming, they said. A freelance writer, he told them, which explained why he worked from home and kept odd hours. He was a private person, didn't like having his picture taken. Looking back, they all admit it was a little strange, but they were so happy for her. He made her happy. So, how does a person live in our world for over a year, interact with people, have a relationship, and leave no trace? It's impossible. You can't buy groceries. You can't pay rent. You can't even get a library card without leaving some kind of record. Yet John Anderson managed it, the landlord of their apartment building. He'd only ever met the victim. The lease was in her name. All the bills were in her name. We canvassed the entire neighborhood. We showed his photo to hundreds of people, shopkeepers, doormen, dog walkers, baristas. A few people thought he looked vaguely familiar, but that was it. He just has one of those faces, they'd say, but no one could place him, no one knew him. It's like he was a mirage, only visible to the victim. The crime scene itself is another puzzle. Forensics found 2 distinct sets of DNA. The victim's and our ghosts. His DNA is all over the apartment, as you'd expect from someone who supposedly lived there. But just like his fingerprints, his DNA isn't in any database. It tells us he's a man, gives us a basic profile, but it doesn't tell us who he is. I keep coming back to the details. The way the victim's favorite book was left open on the nightstand, a bookmark halfway through. The two coffee mugs in the sink, one with a faint lipstick stain. The small, mundane signs of a shared life. It all feels so real. It's a performance, a masterful one. He built an entire life, an entire identity, out of thin air. He was a phantom who managed to love and be loved. But why? What was the end game? Was it about money? The victim was well off, but her accounts are untouched. Was it a personal vendetta? We've dug into her past and found nothing. No old enemies, no jilted lovers, no shady business deals. She was a kindergarten teacher, beloved by her students and their parents. The most controversial thing she ever did was give a C- in art class. So you have a victim with no enemies and a suspect who doesn't exist. It makes no sense. Crime is about motive, greed, jealousy, revenge. It's tangible. You can follow the money, you can trace the anger. But how do you trace a ghost? What's the motive for a man who isn't real? I've been a detective for 20 years. I've always believed that every puzzle has a solution, that every question has an answer. You just have to dig deep enough, connect the right dots. But this case challenges that belief. The file feels cold in my hands. The photograph of the smiling man seems to mock me. He looks so ordinary, so harmless. Maybe that was his greatest trick, being so utterly forgettable that he could walk among us unseen. He could build a life, and then just as easily erase it, and erase someone else's along with it. The clock on the wall ticks. Each second feels like an eternity. I stare at the empty chairs across from me, imagining him sitting there. What would he say? Would he keep up the act? Or would the mask finally slip? I have a feeling I'll never get the chance to find out. Because how do you issue an arrest warrant for a man named John Doe with no known address, no history, no past? How do you hunt a shadow? The report says suspect at large. But that's not right. He isn't at large. He's gone. It's vanished back into the ether from whence he came, leaving behind nothing but a dead body and a question mark in a manila folder. And I'm the one left here in the silence of this room, trying to make sense of a story with no beginning and no end. The only thing I know for sure is that this phantom is still out there somewhere. Maybe he's starting over. A new name, a new face, a new life, and a new victim. That thought is colder than any interrogation room. This isn't just a case file anymore. It's a ghost story, and I'm afraid it's one that's far from over. Thanks for watching. If you're intrigued by mysteries like this, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. We dive into the unknown every week. Stay curious and stay safe.